Today I effed up number 1. Today I effed up by swallowing my Airpod Pro. Need to get this off my chest and I'm too mortified to tell anyone in my friends or family group. Please read on for a story of sheer stupidity and a case of the midnight munchies gone wrong. Let me start by stating that this is the most idiotic thing I've ever done, and it started with a bad habit. I need to listen to spoken word to fall asleep, YouTube, radio, etc., so I used my right AirPod to help me drift off whilst giving my other ear the pillow. This will never be happening again. At stupid o'clock this morning, I was dreaming that I was taking my daily vitamins, exhilarating dreams for me, and I remember feeling what I thought were 2 vitamins in my mouth, but they were stuck together. In my half-asleep state, I tried to dislodge them with my tongue. Failing, I reached for my water and took a large gulp to get the vitamins down. It took some doing. The pain going down my throat woke me up properly, and I realized my rather expensive mistake. I bolted up towards the bathroom to make myself sick. No dice. I cut my throat trying in my panic. Nothing was dislodging the bastard. After about 5 minds, I gave up and had to wake my partner up. He woke up in a daze thinking the dog had eaten my AirPod, only to see my tomato face covered in sheer panic and tears. He very calmly called emergency advice services for me, whilst I tried to induce vomiting again. Cut to an hour later, I'm sitting in A&E in a rougher part of town, stuck in a cubicle in a hospital robe. Arse showing off to the world, just had an X-ray and listening to the dulcet tones of the local drunk threatening the nurses for daring to be kind to him. My midnight munching habits have gotten me into some trouble. To add insult to injury, every time I burp, the AirPod connects to my phone. Technology is openly mocking me at this point. After 3 hours waiting, enduring the drunk's nonsense but lifted by a very lovely nurse telling me stories of others' stupidity to cheer me up, I am seen by a doctor. Recommendation: it's gotta come out the opposite way it came in. Eat lots of fiber. Cue a day of eating as much fibrous food as I can to get the AirPod out of my stomach and into my digestive tract. Finally, 15 hours after this faux pas, it's out. It's still charging, connecting, and currently wrapped up in a disinfectant-saturated cloth. Getting geared up to buy a new one, there are some things that you just can't forget where they've been when you stick them in your ear. Shout out to the incredible NHS for helping me and dealing with my utter incompetence at being a sane human being. These kind and selfless folks have my highest respect and gratitude. Today I effed up. I left my pink thing in the shower. This happened yesterday, and I still haven't seen my brothers. I live with my mom and brothers. My brothers and I share a bathroom. I was stressed out Saturday night and decided the shower would be the appropriate place to get clean whilst getting dirty with myself. Big mistake. I left said object in the shower and forgot about it. Sunday morning I wake up happy to be awake, but warm because it's getting hot outside. I begin to think to Saturday night and if I put away said object away. The horrifying realization that I hadn't, that my brothers saw said object when they showered for work, and it was there for them to see, made me get out of bed and race to the bathroom. There, hanging on by the smaller appendage, was my pink thing. I walked back to my room and stayed in bed for the rest of the day. Today, I effed up by falling in love with my friend with benefits. My friend, 22F, and I, 22M, met during our first year of college. We were in the same class and sat next to each other on the first day. We had the same interests, the same thoughts on mostly everything, so we became close very quickly. Another thing we have in common is that we are both bisexuals. I've always been comfortable with my sexuality and never wanted to keep it a secret. I told her after we've known each other for 2-3 months, and she also told me the fact that she is bi. Thanks to that, we became even closer. We started to talk more on other topics. Sex. She's a top while I'm a bottom, and we had both ended our relationships of 1 and 2 years. One day, when we went out for a drink, she started saying that she's pretty pent up and has been thinking about sex frequently. I then said that I feel the same, and asked, why don't we become FWB as a joke? I thought she wouldn't remember it, given that she was pretty drunk at that point. I called her an Uber and sent her home safely. The next morning, she texted me back thanking me for sending her home, and saying that she wanted to become FWB if that's okay with me. I mean, we haven't had sex for a long time, which we have already admitted with each other, and she's also my type. Long hair, wear glasses, nice smile. There weren't any reasons for me to say no, so I agreed. Fast forward to when we decided to meet up for sex. She said that she is experienced with pegging from her previous relationships, so we can do that if I want to. Obviously, I said yes. My previous girlfriends never agreed to even try. The sex was good. No, it was amazing. Our body compatibility was off the roof. She is better at sex than any other partners I have ever had, and it wasn't awkward when we switched roles. After that day, the thought that this might be a bad idea came to my mind a few times, but the sex was just too good. It has been over 6 months since we started being FWB. I've noticed that I can't wait to see her again after every time we did it. Whenever I see her at class, my heart beats like crazy and I lose control of myself. When I don't see her, I want to know what she's doing. I constantly think about her. I know that I'm in love with her, and I'm not a person who can keep their feelings to themselves. 3 days ago, when I had enough courage to tell her how I felt, she sent me a text saying she wanted to meet up. She told me that she is seeing someone and we can still be friends, just not FWB. I wanted to tell her about my feelings, but the thought that everything might change scared me. I congratulated her and left after that. We still talk when we have class together, but she also talks a lot about her lover now, and my heart drops every single time she mentions them. I'm not planning to break them apart or anything. The person she's seeing is really great, and I'm happy for her. It's just that unrequited love hurts, that's all. Now I'm regretting becoming FWB with her. I didn't know it would turn out like this. Today I effed up by accidentally pantsing myself on a first date. So I, 20M, was preparing to go on a first date with a girl, 19F, met on Bumble. I have not been on many dates before and was quite nervous. I also didn't have much date-appropriate clothing. Procrastinating like usual, I didn't start trying things on till 30 minutes before I was supposed to pick her up. Freaking out and needing to find anything presentable, my roommate was kind enough to lend me his nice khaki pants and a flannel, so I just threw on the pants figuring it'd be good enough. He's a bit bigger than me, but I didn't realize how much bigger until I was walking to her door. I was damn near holding my pants up with one hand in the pocket, but played it off with the world's most awkward side hug, afraid to take my hand out of my pocket. Gravity was not my friend tonight. Whole date was just sitting down at dinner. Great. Pants can't hurt you when you're sitting down. She's really nice, and we had a great time. Everything changed when we walked out of the restaurant and drove back to her house. We were saying goodbye at the door, and gaining courage, I went in for a full hug instead. Immediate regret. I tried to widen my stance, but gravity is a heartless bitch. I immediately felt a cool breeze in my nethers and my pants around my knees. I tried to reach around, still embracing, and pull them up to respectable levels, but was too late. My face was beet red. She looked down and saw my underwear. She stepped back, very concerned. I tried to explain everything, and she ended up just laughing hysterically, saying, "All it takes to get your pants off is one hug." Apparently her sister as well was watching through the window and was also laughing, and confirmed I at least didn't intentionally depants myself. Anyway, we're going on a second date, and I'm getting a belt.